Krakatoa Resources has identified numerous pegmatite outcrops at its Mt Clere Project in the Yilgarn Craton, Western Australia. To tell us more is the company's Executive Chairman, Colin Locke. Hi Colin, thanks for joining us today.
Hi Caroline, it's a great pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So tell us about the latest exploration undertaken at Mt Clere and what the company's found.
Well, look, it could be exciting for investors. We've just got access to a new area, what we think is probably the flagship, being the Dew area of interest. The reason why we haven't been able to explore there before is because we haven't been able to access it. But now that we've got a new road from the station, we're able to access it, and we're carrying out some fairly intense exploration. We're doing a lot of soils, we're taking rock chips, and during this intense exploration, we have discovered, widespread outcrops of pegmatites.
So given the prospectivity of the Yilgarn Craton, is what you found in line with your expectations of the area?
The expectations we had, Caroline, were pretty open. This area hasn't been explored. We've just got access to it. And the last time anybody other than the odd cow walked along there was probably about 40 years ago, where BHP were looking for base metals. So we've already got one of the biggest clay-hosted rare earth projects in this margin of the Yilgarn. It's 101 million tonnes, so it's one of the biggest in Western Australia. So there's certainly stuff out there. Where these pegmatites are, we just haven't been able to get there before. So the last people were there, I believe, were BHP about 40 years ago, and lithium and rare earths were, I think, the only thing I think that was moving around with a battery was probably forklifts in those days. There was obviously no EVs and so forth. So we're delighted to get out there, and if those pegmatites are mineralized, well, that'll be very good news for investors.
And on that point, what news flow can we expect from Krakatoa over the coming months?
Well, we've taken a series of rock chips on those outcrops, of those pegmatite outcrops. We're also doing a large soil and obviously a rock chip campaign, and that's up at Mt Clere. So we'll be able to report. We'll be reporting them as they come to hand from the lab. And secondly, we have the King Tamba project, where let's not forget, very recently we announced some high-grade rock chips up to 4.3% of lithium at the Wilson's prospect. And then we found another prospect about 130 meters from there we've called the Loader prospect, where we've taken a rock chip sample, and we've taken some more. So they're due out from the lab very soon. So we're looking forward to reporting them when they come to hand. And then we found another one to the west, another big pegmatite outcrop to the west of the southern pit. So let's not forget, King Tamba was a tantalum mine originally, and we're finding we've already got a JORC there as well of which we've delineated about 5 million tonnes. That the lithium there on that JORC's low grade, but what's gone on is, as we've moved to the southwest, we're hitting high grade zones. So if we could duplicate that or get more, if we could get 5 million tonnes of the high grade, like over 1%, it should be good for investors. I mean, it only takes a bit of drilling. We can see just recently with Azure from 5 cents to 288, they've come from nowhere to be a $1 billion market cap. So, as soon as we get this drilling done, if those pegmatites are deep and they're still high grade, investors will have a field day.
Sounds like exciting times ahead. Colin, thanks so much for your time today.
A great pleasure, Carolyn. Thanks for having me. Cheers.